All right. Now on to what everybody really wants to talk about here. All
I
right.
appreciate everybody listening to the business lecture here first. I know why people typically want me to hop on YouTube.
Don't worry. I wanted to get you on for
No,
my main
sure,
channel first, but
sure.
this part I'm going to cut this up and also put this on my other channel
Sure.
here. All right. So you have been the unofficial insider for EA college football the last few months, and like I said before, I put in quotations, possibly too much of an insider, according to EA in some instances here. Recently, you reported that the faces of players have been requested from some universities.
Yeah.
How is EA possibly going to enter in 11,000 faces into a video game?
Yeah, you can't bring 11,000 people to Florida and kind of have them go through the car wash and everything, right? Like it's structurally impossible. And while a couple of developers have said, we might look at doing a couple of more technically expansive renderings for a handful of people. The biggest way they're looking to do it right now is by reaching out to sports information departments who have to do standardized professional headshots of everybody on their roster and say, send us those. We that way we can go take the official photographs as long as they meet these dimensions and are of this resolution, this high quality, and we can use that to deduce and along with their biographical information. Then we can enter in, hey, what's your name, your height, your weight, your position, your relative skin tone, your facial hair situation, and eye color and those things. Because remember, you're behind a helmet, right? Like you don't have to render the specifics like you do in NBA 2K. And then once players opt into that rights package, and which will come out later this year, well, then they've already got a head start on developing the likeness and everything. And if the guy says no, then you just delete those things that you put in there. So like the main asset is going to be official headshots and official photography and information from the universities themselves. And you have to get started on that now, even though we don't even know who's going to exactly be on all the rosters entirely, just because 11,000 people, right? Like somebody might change schools. They're not going to change races. They're not going to gain 6 inches or gain 200 pounds. So you can start some of that a couple of months in advance.
Absolutely. And another thing with that too, and I read here before, and you correct me on this if I'm wrong here, but
Yeah.
the service academies can't have NIL deals. Does
Yeah.
that mean that they're just going to be randomized rosters? Is it QB 12 for Air Force? What's going to happen with them?
So, as best as I understand it, and I probably owe a couple of these schools a follow-up conversation, is that it's correct. If you're a junior at West Point, you're a federal government employee. You're a troop. Like you're not a regular student, and so you have different regulations, and you can't do an endorsement deal. You're as a member of the military, your ability to get outside income deeply restricted. But the administration and the football coaches and the athletes, all three of those schools desperately want their players' full likenesses to be in the game. The schools are going to license like their intellectual property into the game. So their lawyers are trying to figure out a solution, and that's not an NCAA issue. That's not a general counsel at the Air Force Academy issue. That's a Pentagon issue, and it's one that they've been aware of for months. I am not aware of a specific resolution. That might be something that happens much later. So what I can share is that they don't like to be in the game. They are trying to exhaust legal remedies to potentially be in the game. It is possible that they won't be in the game because the players themselves, right? Because those three schools just have to operate on very different rules than everybody else. But when I say that, that doesn't mean Air Force won't be in the game. Air Force will, but it might be QB 12. Like that's a possibility.
Well, that'd break their hearts. Like you said, it'd probably be a good like advertising mechanism for the service academies to have them in that game. But like you said, this is way above, everybody's head here in terms of what they're going to be, who's going to approve it and not. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Remember, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. I am out.